debates and decisions that are shaping our continent now in Europeans.
The expatriates at this international school near the Belgian capital make up 28 nationalities. The community of Sint-Genesius Rode is a few kilometers from Brussels in a part of the world where two national languages have historically jockeyed for supremacy. Begoña is Spanish. She has been living in Belgium for 12 years. It's where she met her American husband. But it was only on moving to Sint-Genesius Rode that they encountered the country's intercultural peculiarities.
It's really very practical for us. Rhode Saint Genese is called a commune à facilité, which means both French and Flemish are spoken here. I speak French, but not Flemish, and my husband speaks Flemish, but not much French. Between us, though, we can understand the people here.
Sint-Genesius Rode has a particular status in Belgium, which is a federal state made up of Flanders, Wallonia and the capital region. The country has three official languages, French, Dutch and German. Rode, on the outskirts of Brussels, in Flanders, is one of 6 communes designated linguistically facilitated. It means all the signs and administration are bilingual. 2/3 of the people are French speakers, which creates quite a debate within the context of this June 10th legislative elections. Xavier is a Francophone and director of the local Public Social Action Centre. His priority is everyone's well-being without discrimination. Yet new rules imposed by the Flemish administration hamper this, he says. The pensioners miss the old days, saying good community relations just aren't what they used to be. The village has changed.
Property's just getting more and more expensive. Because of what?
Yes, but what caused that?
The foreigners that have come here. The foreigners. And the prices go up and up. Once they get here, they dominate. The rich ones come and it's like an encirclement. We Flemings are living in a ghetto of Francophones.
Rode is prosperous, but it's not only populated by rich, Xavier protests. He says the demands of the Flemish region aimed at integrating people penalize the poorest.
There
are problems with subsidized housing from the moment this Woon Code, as it's called, established by the Flemish region, imposes Dutch as an admission rule. I'm against having to take Dutch courses for integration, because I find that looking for a flat should be linked to one's social situation, and not a person's language.
L'admission dans une maison sociale ou dans un flat social doit être liée à la situation sociale, la personne n'est pas à sa langue.
In the Dutch-speaking part of Rode, in the heart of the old village, not everyone sees it this way. These people say that the Francophones make no effort to adapt and that the Flemish identity is threatened with extinction.
Rode is Vlaams.
Rode is Flemish. I've lived here since I was born. You have to know how to speak Dutch, it's the law. But they keep on talking to us in French. It's just not on. Are they too stupid to learn?
There is only one Flemish municipal official at the mayor's office. She's responsible for Dutch culture. She is in favour of a new regional rule that requires anyone who wants an administrative paper in French has to apply for it each time. She says it's a question of respect. A Christian Democrat, she is worried, though, that community quarrelling invites extremism.
We bicker a lot. It's true we have community problems. That does worry me, because it stops us from being able to manage the community properly. Also, because other political parties, such as the Vlaams Belang, try to take advantage of it, and that can create a climate of hatred. I don't want that. We've seen enough examples of that in countries in the East. It creates civil wars. So I really hope we won't get that far, but you never know.
40 kilometers from Rode in Louvain. This is the headquarters of the KVHV Flemish Catholic University movement. A few weeks ago it held a march for independence in the town that is the most emblematic of its quest, Sint-Genesius Rode. They are nationalists, but the leader insists they are neither extremist nor violent. They just want done with the Belgian community problem and want an end to a unified Belgium.
I think the only solution is to have a division between an independent Walloon Belgium and an independent Flemish Belgium. Our situation is unique in Europe. We have 4 or 5 different governments, Flemish, Walloon, German, and then Brussels, with I don't know how many ministers. And every time a political decision has to be taken in this country, it takes 3 times as long as in other countries. I also think we're very different. Over the years, our differences have become more and more pronounced at political, economic, and cultural levels. You could say that we are really 2 distinct nations living side by side.
This Flemish priest at Notre Dame de Sint-Genesius Rode has been holding Mass in French for 30 years. His is the only French-speaking parish under a Flemish roof. He's 83, and a successor is yet to be found. An untiring pacifist, recalling experience in the resistance, he finds it hard to listen to suggestions about separatism.
I want a unified Belgium. I'm always wary of these extremist movements. People just don't know. They're not as old as I am. I was 20 in the war of 1940, and it was all those sorts of people who betrayed us. How many of us were killed in concentration camps because of them, because they gave us away?
Fleming or Walloon independence is going too far, for both our Flemish speaker in the Sint-Genesius Rode town hall and her main French-speaking adversary there. He's with the democratic Francophone front that wants the linguistic facility communes attached to the bilingual region of Brussels. This is his answer to the Flemings who want to do away with the linguistic accommodation. Yet he suggests the key may lie outside Belgium.
The right solution will come from the exterior and from the future project we're nurturing within the European Union. It's the constitution, isn't it? Unfortunately, we in Belgium have suffered because of France's rejection of it. Because the second part of the European constitutional project, entitled the Charter of Fundamental Rights, is specifically aimed at protecting all the minorities. Europe is composed of differences, and there wouldn't be a European cohesion, without a mutual respect for these differences.